The money will not flow in unless you got yourself sorted out. But believe me, all the old money, all the families from nobility, you don't even have to explain it to them. It is a private secret language. If you really want to be powerful and successful, hello everyone and welcome back to the Atelier. This video is by special request on how to style jade for men. Every time a viewer asks me a question, I really feel very humbled. So this is especially for all you men out there. Initially, I wanted to do just a styling video, but because I am a buyer and seller of jade, I feel that it will be irresponsible for me if I do not sort of summarize and highlight the importance and the energy of the jade gemstone, because arguably it is one of the oldest, if not the oldest gemstone in the world, going back to 5,000 years BC, and as well as that it has a tremendous energy attached to it. Now, a lot of people before I start this video will say that maybe it is a bunch of baloney. So this is where I think that the coronation of King Charles III really highlights the pivotal role those jewelry played in the whole ceremony. If you take away all those stupendous pieces of gemstone, it will just be an ordinary ceremony. So this is truly a show of wealth and of power and the highest form of heirloom jewelry, and he is actually borrowing from the energy of the stones. It is an exchange of energy, and you have to have that kind of a special position in your life in order to be on par with whatever pieces of jewelry that you acquire and own in your collection. Him being such a wealthy man, he could just say, why do I have to make use of all these old pieces of jewelry? I can just go out and get new ones. But he has incorporated, and they have been using King Edward's the crown as well as other gemstones that had belonged to previous monarchs, such as King Henry VIII's spinel, Queen Elizabeth I's baroque pearls, and also the late great Queen Elizabeth II, his mother's own personal favorite diamond brooch, which he has asked to be incorporated into the crown. So this is where I'm touching on the fact that every piece of gemstone has got an energy attached to it. So especially for men, I can understand why they are staying away from jade jewelry, because they may feel that the pieces of jewelry that they have seen, maybe their grandfathers or their fathers were looking very antique and outdated. But this is where a lot of the modern pieces of jade jewelry are very sleek, very up to date. For example, if you look at this jade ring, which is made up of black jade, it's incorporated with precious metals or with wood, so it looks very sleek, very modern, very inconspicuous, so that you can wear it every day, so that it can blend in well with your modern ensemble. Now, when we are talking about jade jewelry for men, every single man out there always has this desire to carve out either a successful career for himself in his niche or to build up a successful business empire. Having worked for some of my country's top corporate tycoons, and I'm saying not one or two, almost half a dozen corporate tycoons, I have seen that the uniting factor that they have is their love for jade, as well as obviously you have to put in a lot of hard work, and the fact that they've gone through a great deal of turmoil and trials and tribulations along the way so that they are super successful. A lot of people think that trials and tribulations are bad luck. If you know how to look at it from a positive mindset, it actually helps to build up character and strength that you never knew you had within you. So if you think about jade, a lot of people tend to think, okay, the green jade, everyone knows that it brings in prosperity and good health, but the money cannot flow in towards you if you do not have all these things set up and secure, and you don't have a strong foundation. So for example, the black jade is the first one that I'm recommending for men to invest in, because the black jade actually helps you to get rid of any kind of negativity, as well as if you have low self-esteem and you want to build yourself up. So this is the foundation stone that I would think, or sometimes I like to call it the Avenger stone. So if you look at the imperial seal that I featured here, it actually belonged to an empress of one of the dynasties of China, where she had to hold on to the throne when her husband passed away, and to hold on to it until her son was of the right age for her to pass on the reins over. So she had to go through so much challenges and turmoil. Just imagine, in modern times it's difficult enough for women, how about thousands of years ago? So this is why the black jade is always renowned to be the stone that can really help you to get rid of negativity, so that you will be very focused. Once you get rid of the negativity, then you can totally 100% focus on your goal and whatever that you have planned for your life. Because if you do not get rid of all the negativity in your life, you cannot move forward. If you are coming from a poor background, there's nothing that reflects wealth. So even if you cannot afford to purchase the most expensive piece of jade, gemstone carries with it an energy, and gemstone is categorized as under wealth. It is not something that you need, it's not something practical that you need, but it is a gemstone category, so it resembles wealth. So when you're putting that on, irregardless of whatever that is surrounding you, whether you are in a very poor background, you have something that is reflecting wealth within your life. This is the power of gemstones. This is serious matter. It can change your life and turn your life around. And if you are not wealthy enough to purchase the most expensive piece, there are simpler and smaller pieces of jade that are extremely affordable. This will be the greatest investment that you will ever make in your life, especially if you're starting out and you don't know where to head out and you don't know where to start. Because I've seen it with my own eyes working for all those corporate tycoons. They truly believe in this. Obviously, you have to put in all the hard work and you have to build up your connection as well. So this is the first piece of jade gemstone that I would recommend to you. So styling wise, you can see this ring, as I mentioned, it's very sleek, it's very modern as opposed to the older style. So you can definitely incorporate it into your daily wardrobe. For men, I would actually recommend for them to wear either a ring or a pendant, because so far all the bangles that I've seen, those bead like things, it looks sort of like I don't want to seem rude, but it looks very religious and it doesn't look corporate. So it's better to have like a sleek ring or like a very edgy kind of a pendant to wear for men. I think that's my personal opinion. So number 2, I would definitely recommend the second stone that you acquire and invest in to be the red jade. So the red jade to me is sort of like the conqueror's stone, because the imperial seal that I'm showcasing now, it had belonged to the Kangxi emperor of the Qing dynasty. He is arguably the most successful of them all. By this period in time, he has totally built up the Qing dynasty to be one of the most powerful on the face of the earth and wealth beyond anyone's imagination. It is one of the richest periods in Chinese history, and he has the means to indulge in culture. He's collected a lot of artifacts. He's starting to collect jade, but obviously it will be at the climax by the time of his grandson, the Qianlong Emperor, which I'm going to touch on next. So the red jade is for those of you, once you have set up yourself with the black jade, the red jade is the one that is going to help you to be ahead of the competition, one step ahead of your competition, to win against your enemies and to have that energy level to go all out and be number one. This is definitely going to be the jade for you at this point in time, because you've established yourself with the black jade. So the red jade is very, very difficult to come across. All these pieces of jade are actually relatively more scarce and more difficult to acquire. One more thing I want to point out is, if you are not well versed with jade and you don't know which one to invest in, do your homework. Go to as many jade shops as possible. Do not go to a jewelry store that specializes in other gemstones and then you have that small little section where they just chuck some jade there. Go to a jade store that is specializing in jade and you have that master there, and you will be able to tell the difference. The more you look at it, the more you'll be able to tell the difference. If you still hesitate and you are thinking, oh, there's a lot of fakes out there, yes, definitely there are a lot of fakes out there. But if you go to a jade store that specializes in jade, I do not think they will be scrupulous enough to cheat people. However, do not worry about it, because I've done a video on how to distinguish between the fake jade and the genuine article, and I will be linking it towards the end of this video. I've done a playlist on that, as well as the description box down below, so you can check that video out as well. If you are new here, thank you for joining me. My name is Eileen from the Pearl Atelier, and we are discussing about how to style jade for men, as well as the qualities and the properties of jade. So at this point in time, as I mentioned, once you've established yourself, getting rid of all the negativity and then outwinning and outbidding your competitors, this is where then it is appropriate for you to go and get the green jade and to bring in that prosperity and the luck towards you. Because as I mentioned before, the money will not flow in unless you've got yourself sorted out, unless you've got your house sorted out, unless you've got all your goals in line and you have got a strong foundation. If you go in for the money, for quick money, and you don't have a firm foundation, the whole thing will collapse. It will not last long. So it's very, very important to have your foundation made, and whatever that you do, keep it to yourself. Do not reveal your plans to your friends or whatever it is, because build in silence. That is the true quality of a winner and of a tycoon. They never reveal, even to their closest friends or even to their family sometimes, whatever that they have in mind. And no one will criticize you. No one will belittle your plans or your dreams or your goals. That is the most powerful thing I can give as an advice. I know this video is just meant to be for styling and for jade, but I always feel that I don't know why, I always feel that I want to share with as much as people as possible, and hopefully to be able to help them in even the smallest way. So finally, the last gemstone that I'm going to be recommending is, of course, the mutton fat jade, my favorite. If you want to know how to look at a good mutton fat jade, I've also done a video, as I mentioned. I'll just be linking it towards the playlist towards the end. So this, the mutton fat jade, I would classify it almost like a sage stone or the wisdom stone. So this is where at this point in your life you have come full circle. You've totally built up a very successful career or business empire, and you want to give back to society. You are at peace with yourself and you've accomplished all your goals. A lot of the times at this point in time, the businessmen, they are so successful, they don't actually wear the jade on themselves, or if they do wear, it's like in a very small conspicuous way, but they would go out to purchase a jade antique to be placed very, very prominently, this time not inconspicuously, but very prominently, because it is a true show of wealth and power to whoever, whenever they have corporate clients or even their competitors come to visit them, they have that show of wealth and power. I've seen a video where they were interviewing this father and son duo who is one of the biggest shipping companies in Southeast Asia, and in the background you can see a bead disc prominently displayed. You can definitely tell immediately that it is an antique piece. It is so stupendous. So these are the types of things that they would display in their offices, especially for men. I think it's so important for them to have this success in their career or their business empires. And I really believe in the power of jade, because I've really seen so many times through my customers, through my ex-bosses, how much it has played such an important role. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you take out all the gemstones and the jewelry away from the coronation of King Charles III, it would be just ordinary and normal. Those gemstones played such an important and pivotal role. You can feel the energy of these stones that had belonged to previous monarchs. You can feel their energy and their determination to be the best in what they do. But believe me, all the old money, all the families from nobility, you don't even have to explain it to them. It is a private secret language. If you really want to be powerful and successful, buy a piece of jade gemstone. It doesn't have to be the most expensive, as I mentioned. It is according to your budget. Just buy the smallest piece that you can possibly afford, and I guarantee you that once you invest in jade, your life will continue to improve so much that you will be able to continuously purchase better and bigger pieces and better investment pieces until you are able to have that prominently displayed in your office as a show of wealth and power. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I really hope that this video has helped you, and see you again in my next video. Goodbye.